And we are live, and hopefully we're not robotic in this part of the world. I don't think we are, but if it happens, it won't last long, and the rest of the video should be pretty good. Got a little chance to do a little talk to anybody in a while. Work's been crazy, trying to get things back under control so we can go back to doing our weekly Tuesday night session together where we get to sit down and talk with everybody, see how things are going. So broke your heart last night, huh, Kinky? I'm sorry. That's all right. I bet you lived though. You're still here, so I think we're okay. Should be what's up, Snob's wife? We should be getting things back under control. We're hoping in August we're going to get it rolling back again. So we will see. What's up, gamer dude? How's things in the great land of Iowa? I don't really have a whole lot that I want to talk about. I just figured that I'd turn the camera on, let you guys know that we're still alive. We haven't gone anywhere. We've just been busy. Summertime gets nuts sometimes. So, what's up, Pickle? You know, I haven't actually had a chance to say this. I don't think live and on the air, but congratulations to Calaveras 32 Special, because he finally did the right thing, and he decided that he was going to ask California Belle to marry him. And I don't know if she did the right thing or not, making her decision, but she said yes. So, congratulations, Pickle. We're very happy for both of you. What's up, Kingpin? I got people from both ends of the world and right in the middle riding along shotgun with me today. That's pretty cool. Oh, so what's going on in the world? What do we need to talk about? What's that? Whoa, now Snob's wife is sending hugs and kisses to David, and I'm not really sure what's going on there, because I think by the name alone, it sounds like you're a married woman. Wow, I don't know what's happening here, but I'm a little concerned. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not really concerned. I know better. Oh, man. Just enjoying a little bit of driving through the great state of Nebraska. The corn is getting tall, the corn that actually got planted. He said David can have you. Wow. So that only tells me one thing. You guys have been married for a while now. Honeymoon's definitely over. I hope Sandhills' sweetheart never gets to the point where she wants somebody else to come take me away from her. Oh, man. Anyway, what's happening out in the world? Anything going on today that I haven't heard about yet? I haven't been super plugged in yet today. That's why I talked to everybody else. Wait, fancy pistol. I want a fancy pistol. Do I have to give Kingpin hugs and kisses to get a fancy pistol, or do I have to get in good with Snob? I'm not sure what's happening. I saw an imposter Snob yesterday on Facebook, and I sent him a link to that video, and he said he'd seen it. But somebody else is claiming to be the gun snob, and we just can't have that. There can be only one. So, all right, what did I miss there? I'm trying to drive and read. Kingpin put something up there, and then I didn't see what it was. Well, yeah, Kingpin. Everybody likes hugs and kisses. Well, if they don't, they're weird. They ought to like hugs and kisses. It's just, it's best to get them from not somebody else's wife, unless that somebody else is your dad, then it's okay. That reminds me of a story I once heard about a young pastor who was coming up in the church, and he was the junior pastor. There was a senior pastor that usually did most of the Sunday preaching services, but a church in a neighboring town needed a fill-in pastor for a week. Their pastor had left for vacation, and they called over to this church and said, hey, can somebody come over and fill in? And so they said, yeah, we'll send our junior pastor over. So the junior pastor had never actually done a sermon in a church service without somebody being there with him, and he was a little nervous, so he was talking to the senior pastor, and he said, well, what do I do? How do I get over these nerves? And the senior pastor said, well, pray a little bit about it, but here's what I do. I usually go in and I open up with a joke, and it kind of puts everybody at ease, and they're already laughing and they're having a good time, and then the rest of the service just goes. And I think you'll find the same thing once you get a little comfortable too. He goes, just watch and pay attention, and I will tell a joke this morning, and if you want to use that same joke next week at that other town, you go ahead and steal my joke. That's fine. So that morning in church, the senior pastor comes up to the pulpit, and he opens up with, some of the best years of my life were spent in the arms of another man's wife. And there was a collective gasp in the crowd, the congregation. What's he talking about? He said, of course, that other man was my father, and his wife is my mother. And then they're all, oh, you got us. They're all laughing, and the tension is broken, and he goes on and preaches a great sermon. So afterwards, he tells the junior pastor, just do that next week. You'll be fine. You see how they ate it up. So next Sunday rolls around, and junior pastor's over at this other town, a church full of strangers that he doesn't know, and he's getting ready to give his sermon, and he gets up there, and he's like, all right, I'm going to start off with this joke. But he's really nervous, and he's wanting to make sure that he doesn't get it wrong. But as he walked up to the pulpit, he realized that he left his notes with his joke on it sitting back in the pew. So he's like, well, all right, I hope this works. And he gets up there, and he says, he gets the introductory part right. He goes, some of the best years in my life were spent in the arms of another man's wife. And the congregation gasps. And then he draws a blank, and he stands there for a while, and he starts to sweat, and he goes, but for the life of me, I can't remember who she was. That was the end of the joke. Anyway, that's the kind of humor you get here on the Sandhills Shooter channel. Calaveras, you and me both wish you weren't in California, and I know you're not going to move, but you need to make a road trip. I'm just saying. Usually, by the end of July, it's not this green. We've had, as I think the whole world knows, we've had a lot more rain this year than usual, so. Roll call just did. Hey, what's up, G-Webs? I didn't see you there as I was telling my joke. I was trying to watch the road and drive. I can't multitask, talking and driving and reading and everything all at once. No. And I'm alone. I don't have my wife reading comments to me, so. All right. Hey, at least one of you liked my joke. I got a million of them. I'm here all week, folks. Be sure and try the veal. Don't forget to tip your waitstaff. And don't forget to thumb up for the Second Amendment. Go like and share and thumb up everybody's videos. That's something that I don't think we talk about enough, at least not on my podcasts or my videos, is just the going and thumbing it up or thumbing it down. Honestly, thumbs up, thumbs down makes no difference. It still counts as interaction. We like the thumbs up, psychologically, it keeps the morale higher. But make a comment on a video, share that video. Every time that you click any of those, the like or the comment or the share, It helps out whoever put that video up there. It helps YouTube and Google see that people are paying attention. But not only that, but if you just open the video up and you watch it for 10 seconds and hit like and then close it again, you're not doing them as near a big a favor as if you keep watching. So sometimes what's nice to do is just build a playlist of people's videos, and I may or may not have time to watch everybody, but I do try to play them. And even if I can just set my phone to play in the background and I'm not watching and I'm not listening, but at the very least I am helping people out by giving them the watch time, because it's not just the views, but it's the minutes, the average minutes per watch time. That really makes a difference, helps boost that ad revenue, as long as it's a video that's not been demonetized. So we got to get people enough subscribers to get monetized, and then it takes a while. It takes a long while sometimes. I haven't heard from Sarge in a while. I don't know if he ever got monetized or not. But yeah, what are you talking about, Shrek? I missed Shrek. What happened? There was nobody big and green. That's corn, dude. That's corn that's big and green like that. So yeah, it's been really rainy. We've had a lot of flooding around the area. There's still a lot of county roads that haven't been rebuilt yet. There's still some U.S. highways that are just now getting. Last week, U.S. Highway 281 had a big old chunk of it washed out, bridge and everything on the Nebraska River, and they finally got a bypass bridge, a one-lane bypass bridge built. So now traffic can go. There's a stoplight, of course, because it's a one-lane bridge. But now they at least have traffic flowing down 281. For a lot of people to get from where they are to where the town where I live, what should be about an hour and a half drive, it made it about a 2.5 to 3 hour drive if they had to go there. Because you had to go up through South Dakota or go west and loop back around to go east. It was a mess. And so that's good. They're making progress. So yeah, that's been awesome. Oh, try the veal. Yes, that was from Shrek. Well, that's not from Shrek. Shrek took it from every lounge singer that's ever sung in a lounge. But yes, that was featured there. You're right. The bridge near my dad is not going to be fixed anytime soon. Not with no more money than they're going to dump into my home county. And the culvert that is washed out real close to his house, I don't know what's going to happen there either. But the last I knew, no, that hasn't been fixed yet. Although with scheduling and everything else and just being busy, I don't call home as often as I ought to, and it's been a while since we talked. So I'm not real sure what's going on. But this time of year, when it's not raining, my dad's still actively running his ranch at 71 years old. He's got no plans of retiring that I've ever heard about. And so that means this time of year he's in the hayfield on the days that are sunny and working on equipment on the days when it rains. And he's had a lot more days than he wanted this year to spend in the shop. He'd rather be out mowing or baling, getting that hay put up. You work like a dog all summer long putting up hay so that you can work like a dog all winter long feeding it to the cattle. Not as much for corn, no soybeans or anything like that up where I came from, not on the home place. If he plants corn, he just either chops it or just picks it to feed to his own cattle. It's not seed corn. Hay is for horses. You're right. The horses eat hay as well, but there's way more cattle than there are horses on that ranch, and they also will eat the hay. They won't eat bacon like the refined species will. That's for sure. G-Webs and I don't agree with each other on most kinds of meat, but if you put bacon in the picture, then G-Webs and I are definitely on the same page. I think that's with most topics, actually. Wouldn't you say, G? At surface level, you and I have different perspectives, and I think that sometimes it sounds like maybe we don't necessarily agree, but the deeper we dig, the closer we are to matching how we feel about things or how we think about things. G-Webs can put bacon in a marshmallow. Do you share bacon with the puppy? I mean, I know that you have a close bond with the puppy, but honestly, I mean, do you love her that much that you'll share bacon? Because that's love. That's a bond right there. I'm hard pressed to share bacon with my wife. That's not true. She's pickier than I am with bacon, though. I'm not going to say that she's a bacon snob, but if it bends without snapping, if it chews without crunching, then my wife will send it back to the kitchen and ask him to cook it more. She likes it just 2 seconds away from being burnt. Like however long that it takes to burn the bacon in the frying pan, take it out 2 seconds before that point, and she's gonna love it. It's gotta be crunchy. And I'm okay with whatever. I just like bacon. I just like meat. I'm not pure carnivore, but I do enjoy having the meat in my meals. She eats whatever. Alright, there you go. She's kind of like a person with fangs and 4 paws, isn't she? I think that there should be more videos with the puppy involved, because I don't really know her that well. I mean, we've seen the pictures and we've seen the videos, like where you were featuring your gear and your patches and whatnot, and the puppy was in them, and she didn't seem like she was enthused about being in the videos, but that's really all I know about her. So maybe there should be some more puppy videos. Let's get to know Marshmallow, since she is an integral part of your world. Just a thought. And I think that more of us would, a lot of us would like to take home a marshmallow patch of our own, just to have our own marshmallow patch, or our own marshmallow puppy at our house. Just a thought. So I've talked a lot. I haven't said a dang thing. What's going on out in the world, y'all? Is there anything that we need to be discussing? Anything happening out in the big bad world today? Not sure what's going on. I've got about 4 or 5 miles before I'm back into town, so we don't have a lot of time to talk. Still trying to, or planning to get a grumpy old men advice chat off the ground. I've alluded to that before on 2A Tuesdays. Playing with caulk, that sounds like fun. Or I want to find a panel of people, not necessarily just male, grumpy old men and women, but I want it to be an advice column, like, you know, Ann Landers or Ask Abby. A gun chat when we do it. I want to give out advice for life. You know, if people have this going on and they need to talk to somebody seasoned, you know, got some years under their belt. Anybody under 40 is not going to be allowed on that panel just because that's me now. As of and just see how hilarious that ends up being. My wife involved, and I won't see any of them, and we'll just type them out and put them in a hat, and we'll just draw them live, on a Tuesday night. And I won't have seen any of these either, so we'll get the same reactions from all of us on the panel. What the question is, and we won't necessarily have to put who's asking it, but hopefully that person will tune in to see if we do answer their question. You can just put initials or something, or a first name and a last initial, or the cool thing like with Ann Landers, where if you have issues with your mother-in-law, then you can put signed desperate son-in-law from Fresno, California, or whatever's the thing. I think we could have a lot of fun with it. I think it could turn into kind of a fun regulator to go to for advice than that crotchety old codger sitting up on full of old guys drinking coffee at the coffee shop early in the morning. I mean, if you ever sit and listen to the conversation going on in the coffee shop, by the time you walk out of there, we pretty well have got all the world's problems solved if anybody just listened. And so I kind of think that could be a fun thing to do. So we'll see if we can make that happen. But I need to just throw out a video actually requesting the people to write in or email in and give us those questions, those life advice questions, whether it's 2A related or gun related or not. But I don't want it to only be questions about, which scope should I put on my Savage 30-06, or which holster should I carry my Ruger LCP in. Those are great things to talk about, and we do those most of the time. So what I want is just life in general. I want to know how some of these grumpy old men and women that we can get on a panel view the world. We'll see what kind of advice that we can give to the world at large on all kinds of topics. That's my plan. And hopefully there'll be some funny answers, and hopefully there'll be some actual good advice if you sift through it enough. Yeah, I'm looking for humor. I'm looking for good advice too, and if it's both, even better. But that's kind of what we're going to be going for. What was the question? Let's see here. Losing the NRA and people's reaction is let it burn. Sadly, that's true. I am not for that reaction. Just to be on the record with that, I don't think we should let it burn. I've said for months, I've said for years now, that as much as I hate what the NRA has done and some of the things that the NRA has backed as far as giving up my rights, but at the same time, I think that they're not the organization we deserve, but they're the organization we need. Nobody else. It's kind of like Donald Trump, to be honest. No other Republican candidate was going to be tough enough to survive all the hits, the almost 4 years of solid blows, just blow after blow after blow coming at him from all directions. And I don't know that any of the other candidates actually were strong enough to survive that storm that Trump has survived. And I think the NRA is the same way. I think that blow after blow after blow is raining down on him from all directions. You can't watch an anti-gun video or read an anti-gun article without the NRA being named. But there they are, soaking up all the abuse. They're soaking up all the punishment, while SAF and FPC and GOA and all these other great organizations are free to try and, you know, file injunctions and file appeals and everything else. And so I don't know. I don't think that we could do without them, because like I've said before, the Eye of Sauron is focused on, you know, the gates of Gondor, right? Because they're the big threat, and Sauron doesn't see Frodo and Sam slipping through Mordor. And if we take away Gondor, then Sauron is free to focus. So, all right, guys, that's gonna be it. I am back.